with another, live camp here in the belly of the beast, Babylon the Great, which, the majority of these people out here know as the United States of America. So before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you sincere Hakim out there, pushing this word of truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe, making brothers clear to the end, and to the sincere Aquak out there that are diligently learning in science, Shalom. And hey, we're truly living in some highly prophetic times, the end times, the last days, really the last seconds of the last days. Because as pursuant to Matthew chapter 24, everything Yahushai, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, told his disciples to look forward, to know that they were living in the last days before his second coming, are either in the process of taking place or taking place as we speak. We're hearing about what? Wars and rumors of wars, which we're going to get, talks of famines, pestilences with what? The birds, the avian scenes. You got earthquakes in diverse places, nations rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, all these things. But what we're going to start it off with is, the hot topic right now, World War III, which, you can say we're in the beginning stages of. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh is gathering all these nations like chess pieces to the right places to what? Eventually fulfill the battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. The War of Armageddon over in the so-called Middle East, which is really Western Asia.
St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Red letters, it says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet."
Hey, we are clearly hearing of wars and rumors of wars. What? A couple of weeks ago, you had strikes from Iran on the 1948ers and vice versa. You got things ramping up in Ukraine, that situation in Taiwan, etc., etc. On a very informative YouTube channel called Red Active, they had a clip from a guy. He was hot. I don't know exactly what his position was, but he was British intelligence, and he was saying, "Look, we're not going to war with Russia. We are at war with Russia right now, and you should expect to see a draft reinstated." And over in Germany, they're talking about reinstating the draft, and a document, a 100-page document was just leaked by NATO, talking about how Latvia should prepare for what? War with Russia. Wars and rumors of wars.
Hey, man, I'm saying, like over there in China, when the students graduate from high school, they make 18 years old, they're automatically eligible to enter into the draft. What's happening over there is going to come over here to Babylon the Great.
And can somebody give me, just to back that up, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verses 33 to 34. Because there will be a draft instituted. And you men are definitely going, and hey, a lot of you women are going to be going too. Because in Germany, they're talking about how the draft is going to be open to women as well. And one of the reasons they're given is because they got rid of gender identity. So they can't discriminate based on whether you're a man or a woman. So everybody's got to put on a flak jacket and go die in a foxhole.
If I may say that, World War II in Germany, they put the age level down to 12 during World War II.
Hey, World War II, that's a beautiful point you brought that up. Because not just that, in the Soviet Union, what they did is they gave somebody about 6 days worth of training and threw them straight to the front line. And the Soviets had women fighting in their army. Hey, there's nothing new under the sun. Women are going to get drafted. Transformers are going to get drafted. Men are going to get drafted. You fucking niggas, you Spicks and you Contos that are just sitting around playing Call of Duty. And you're going to be playing the real Call of Duty very soon. Right? And that's going to be your final resting place in these different battlefields you're going to get sent to. Mainly in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. No. Yeah, 16, 33 to 34. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 33. And it reads, "The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn, having no husbands, the daughters shall mourn, having no help." as it says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The women shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. It's talking about women, what? Being bereft of men out here. And where are all these men going to go? They're not all going to be passport bros to get drafted and, go fight in World War III, which is what it's about to go into.
Right, verse 34, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish with famine.
In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish in famine. Men getting drafted to go fight in World War III. And as it said, they shall be destroyed in it. And which we're going to get it out later, in Joel chapter 2, verse 20, it says their stink shall come up, and their ill savor shall come up. Because especially for you United States military personnel, and you other heathens as militaries that are going to be in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, that's going to be your final resting place. And hey, you ain't going to be getting shit back in a pine box, a pine wood box with a little flag of your country in it. And your body is going to become fertilizer and fulfill Ezekiel chapter 39. You're going to be a feast for the birds and the fowls of the air and these different beasts. But hey, all throughout the scriptures is speaking of what? Wars, World War III, great death, and destruction. And what did it also say? And their husbands shall perish of famine. There's going to be wars outside of America, and there's going to be wars inside of America. Because what? You've got a lot of these migrants coming across the southern border, and a lot of them ain't coming just to find a better life. A lot of them are trained troops, NATO troops, UN troops, mercenaries from these different countries coming here and waiting to get that call when martial law is enacted here to handle business on you Americans. He looked like an Edomite. One of the brothers that repost those clips, he said he had a vision, a dream, where he was sitting in a movie theater and it was showing the downfall of America as a movie. And he said a lot of those migrants, he said Russian, Chinese, Iranian, which they're saying those are those nations that they're finding coming across the border. They're coming across here in khaki shorts and backpacks. But then once they get here, they get black uniforms, black helmets, AK-47s and RPGs. And he said that they had a disgusted look on their face. What? They had the wrath of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai on them to come and handle business on you Americans.
Right.
That was it on that revelation.
All right. It's Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly.
And we know in the scriptures what woe means destruction. So we get the Revelation counter.
Yep. Revelation 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
1, 2, 3 woes. World War I, World War II, and World War III, which is quickly coming upon us. And and this is going to truly be the war to end all wars. Because in the midst of World War III, that's when Yahweh Shai is going to make his second coming to what? Save his elect and make war against you heathens. And then after that, he's going to be mop up you, Yahweh Shai and the 144,000 who are fishers of men right now, who in that day are going to be hunters of men in those spiritual bodies, like 144,000 Viltramites, 144,000 Omni-Men, cracking skulls and breaking backs and taking names. And hey, you nations are not going to live war anymore after that. This is going to be the final hoorah for you nations. Got that?
Back it up. In World War I, you had 17 million that died. World War II had over 60 million died. So in this time, the final World War, what? It says in Revelation 11th chapter, you saw the slain of 7,000? Yeah, 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. All right? Represents the completion of everybody just dead, man.
What does it also say? A third part of men.
Yep.
Everywhere you Edomites dwell is going to be touched by nuclear missiles. It's just the United States of America is going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. Right? The death toll from World War III is going to eclipse the first woe and the second woe combined.
How many you said was in the second?
The first one was 17 million, the second was 60 million.
Right, even in America itself, the population, what, 300 something? 300 million? 330 million or something?
You just
just in itself. But you know, they got immigrants been coming over thousands. There's more, so that's over 300,000 right there. So in America. So how much more in Israel? That's gonna get touched too.
Yes.
I'm sure the Lord will have missiles probably hit other parts of the world. And think about all the death that's gonna happen before the missiles, man.
Man, it's safe to say World War II, you have billions dying. Right.
That's why the scripture says, the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Oh, somebody got that Jeremiah 30. I know. From one end of the earth into the other, somebody get that book about the shop. You got your precepts. And that's a beautiful point, you know, the brother just made, because right off the rip, once those nukes hit, 300 plus million people are going to be dead, which is more combined than World War. That's more combined than any war that's ever been fought in human history, from the ancient world to this present day world.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 32. It says, thus said Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation. It says, behold, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 31.
And this is about to show that it truly is going to be a world war.
A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth.
The ends of the earth, you know, the four corners of the earth. Because, you know, even in these previous world wars, they were mainly confined to what? The old world, Europe and Asia, while America was untouched in either one. But in this truly world war, the entire planet is going to be touched. God.
It says, a noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for Yahweh have a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh.
And you know that word plead, I'm pretty sure it's that same word in Joel 3, shaphat, which means to judge, to punish. So the Most High is not coming with a bouquet of roses and a box of chocolates, you know, asking everybody to, you know, hold hands. He's coming to plead and judge all flesh. For what? The controversy of Zion, the controversy of Israel.
Take back you up, I can tell you that within his name. Day of the Lord is dark and not light.
Right.
The Lord bringing terror over this land, man. To bring his anger for us, hopefully let, okay? To get us the hell up out of this place, man. Okay, bro.
Hey, you know, for you scattered my land, you parted my land and scattered my people amongst the nations. The controversy of Zion. When you different nations, as pursuant to Psalms 83, which at the head of that nation is Esau, Edom, who so-called white people have done to the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all that rape, robbery, and murder. And what's it saying, Sarat? And by much violence, the kingdom is translated from one people into another. Right? By violence, you got your kingdom, and by violence, your kingdom is going to be translated into our hands.
Right, bro.
Just to back up, you brought out the point about the Lord. The Lord not coming to talk no more once he makes that dispensation. Right? So this is Isaiah 66 in verse 15. It says, for behold, the Most High Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke of flames of fire.
And we ain't even talked about the chariots yet. Yeah. We've been talking about the missiles, the troops, the M16s, the AK-47. We haven't even talked about the heavenly vehicles of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh. The chariots, which are going to get in as well. And, you know, chariot sightings have been, you know, been more and more, which each passing year, so much that these different nations have had to say, look, UFOs exist, and we've been knowing about them. And we got to come up with these task forces and ultimately that space force to try to fight against them. That war in heaven in Revelation chapter 12.
Because the scripture speaks about how the chariots and the angels are against this place as well. Right? What is it? Zechariah 5th chapter, this is a curse that goes before the earth. It's a curse, you know? The Edomites and the heathens, the other heathenistic nations, they see the chariots. That's just a friendly reminder to let you know that this place is about to be on the way out.
The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. What are the eyes of the Lord? The angels in the chariots. We are surrounded by chariots right now. Hey, it was chariots, hey, that caused that storm yesterday.
Right. Yes.
I got a quick precept.
Let the brother finish.
This is back up. It says, this is back up there, you know, please, right? Because the Lord ain't going to talk about, he's talking about where the prophet right now, right? This is Isaiah 66 and 16. It says, by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Hashem Yahshua plead with all flesh, and the slaying of the Lord shall be many.
Fire and by his sword. Nuclear fire, chariot fire. What's his sword? Esau, Edom. It's going to be Edomites that are going to be, sticking them keys in there and turning it to shoot those nukes. The Most High has got everything in its perfect order, getting ready to get that go-ahead to release this great destruction.
What you got, Bob? All right. Just to back up the chairs, how they going to get down there and walk. This is Matthew 25 and 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth the sheep and the goats. He shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. The chairs are going to be going. Right? The chairs are going to be here delivering the elect. And the people that the chairs are not delivering, World of Wars, Tom Cruise, they're going to be beating you to powder. Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, man, it's going to go up in smoke with that concentrated fire, man.
And to back you up with, the sheep and the goats, what does it say about the wheats and the tares? Take my wheats and put it into my barn. The chariots. Well, everything else is in you will get burned up.
So Matthew 13 and 30, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them.
If I can say with the reapers real quick, what does it say in Revelation 14? That great sickle that was given to that angel to, take that cluster of the grapes. The Most High, the cluster that the Most High is going to take is the elect, and those other grapes are going to get smashed down. They're going to get stomped on to make that great wine fat, that wine press of death and destruction.
What it say? Let my grape be killed. With purpose label have my lady purpose. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. Concerning the Lord's elect. Matthew 13 and 30, the latter end, it says, gather ye together the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather my wheat into my barn.
Straight to the point. And over in Europe, you know what they call a bundle of sticks that you burn? You know what they call it? They call it a FAG. Yeah. And what's all over in America? What's America known as? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So just like Sodom and Gomorrah was burned with fire and brimstone for that wicked lifestyle, like a bundle of sticks that they were, America, this bundle of sticks is going to get burned like the flags that they are. They're flaming. They're literally flaming. They're flaming up. Hey, flaming and lust for each other. But you get back to Jeremiah.
Back in Jeremiah 25, verse 31, it says, the Lord shall come even to the ends of the earth. For Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword. Saith Yahweh.
To the sword, by fire and by sword shall the slain of the Lord be many. Hey, this is what you're hearing in the Baptist church. When you even breathe, if they even think when you breathe it, you're saying the book of Revelation. They'll say, "Oh, that's that spooky book. We can't talk about that." They're just telling you to pay your tithes and shut up and eat this catfish. Hey,
Bring your wife.
Sister Gina needs to come by the house to get a personal, a personal breakdown, a personal broken back for me. And you had, whether it was a real event or not, you had some Jake the other week point a gun at the pastor.
Right.
Hey, a lot of you pastors are about to get that business, not just outside of Israel that knows that they're in the truth, but a lot of you false prophets and shepherds that are in the truth.
Hey, like the guy out there, got that big mega church out there in
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, out there in Texas, Joel Osteen. Had his whole church shot up, man.
When did a transformer that went there?
Yeah.
A Decepticon went. Did Megatron turn into a gun?
Verse 32, it says, thus saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
Somebody give me Zephaniah 3 and 8. Papa Bashar. You got it?
Zephaniah 3.
Reread 32 again.
Jeremiah 25 and 32. Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
Evil, the through famines and pestilences, and you're just hearing over in America the rumors of it. Oh, we've got the avian sneeze going on, which is leading to a lot of cattle and chicken getting killed off. Now it's jumping to people. So what? Pestilences, lockdowns are brewing up again, which is going to lead to famines, killing all those animals off. All these adverse weather events, destroying croplands. Racial tensions building up. This place, America, is a powder keg. It's ready to just get lit, blow up.
And he talking about the actual going around right now. Pestilence that's going around right now. Yeah, that's why it actually, let's say it's on animals, but it actually can go down to humans right now.
I think they said in Colorado they have suspected that 70 workers in one of those processing facilities may have it. And I believe it was down here in Texas that the first the first case of it with the guy getting the pink eyes took place. Yeah. So hey, it's beautiful. We're prophesying about these things, and we're in Texas. We're the first so-called, not the first ever, but this recent strain that showed up in Texas, just showing how close this thing is, to touch it all around us. Because hey, the men of the Lord are going to be in the midst of these things. 1,000 shall fall at thy left hand, and 10,000 at thy right hand. But I shall bring you through it.
Like last night,
to the storm.
The skyscrapers, not like glass out of skyscrapers.
Hey, that sign, look at that sign right behind us, broken, like it fell down and broken. We're in the midst of it. But you get that Zephaniah and finish off with
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye for me, said the Most High Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the break. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation. Even all my fierce anger, and all the earth shall be devoured with fire for my jealousy.
Straight to the point. The Most High told us to wait. What? Until He's ready to move. That's the faith and the patience of the saints right now. We're doing everything we're supposed to do. Just prophesying the word. We don't have to start soup kitchens, go march around the Berkeley Center, wear some combat boots, talk about being a black identity. We don't have to do any of that. All we have to do is simply preach the word.
And not out here preaching the word with a gun in your holster. Yeah. Shit off, man.
And saying that the spiritual powers are going to be weapons of mass destruction. Hey, but what did the next part say? It's my determination to gather the nations. That evil that's going to go from coast to coast and nation to nation. And it said at the end of it to bring that fire, those nuclear missiles, as well as that fire from the chariots.
Back in Jeremiah 25, verse 33. And the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground.
Hey, the slain of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth unto the other. They shall not be lamented or buried. They shall be as dung or shit upon the ground, which a lot of you people, are shit anyway. You're just waiting to get flushed down the toilet. And it's quickly coming.
Hey, 2 Ezra 9:22 say, let the multitude perish, which was born in vain.
Straight to the point.
It ain't no hope for 2/3 out there. Because first and foremost, you don't fear Yahweh Shimei Shai. You got to take heed to the prophets that the Lord got out. So no escape routes will be given unto you.
You got it out. You got that Isaiah 34.
Numbers chapter 3, verse 3. The horsemen lift up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is no end of their corpse. They stumble upon the corpse. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mystery of witchcraft, which setteth nations through a whoredom and families through a witchcraft.
And we know who that well-favored harlot is. It's talking about, Nineveh. It says Nineveh in Nahum chapter 3, but we know that America is also known as spiritual Nineveh. And it gives you a hint because what? The well-favored harlot, which is what Babylon is called in Revelation 17, that selleth nations on her witchcraft. America is known for, selling these nations through what? Democracy, feminism, capitalism, all these different isms, which is nothing more than witchcraft going back to these ancient Babylonian, Egyptian, Assyrian customs, which got the people bugged out here. Greek, Roman, all that. Sumerian, Persian. And what it say at the end of, again, talking about that great slain number.
Yes. Back you up. This second Ezra chapter 15, verse 46, 47, it says, and thou Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
You know what? You got China out here that's heavily following after the ways of America. You can find it out that a lot of these Chinese businessmen, they buy courses from the little hats, American little hats, on how to run businesses. And we can see, China says they're a communist nation, but what? They have a lot of capitalistic practices. They wear the business suits, they shave their faces, and what? They are heavily pushing for that RFID cashless technology. They're decking themselves in the whoredoms of Babylon, so they're also going to be partakers of this destruction.
Right.
Nukes are going to hit China, famines are going to hit China, pestilences. Hey, back in that Jeremiah 25, the Lord is bringing evil to the ends of the earth. Every place is going to get touched.
Yes. And if I can add real quick, that's how Yahweh is not going to make his appearance in the east. He said, as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so shall also his coming be. Hey, what the scriptures say that during World War III, he gonna make his appearance in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. In the east, he gonna win that real quick and make his way over here to America. You got that?
Secondary, real quick, secondary chapter 15 and verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
Right. You see? And then he gonna come over here. He gonna come over here, and then that's when Revelation 14 kick in. I said those who take that seal
Yes.
and worship the beast, they're gonna be burned in the presence of what? In the presence of the Lamb and in the presence of the angels. That's when he comes to America. That's the end of it. Because he gonna make his appearance in the east, win World War III real quick, like it says in 2 Ezra 13. And then right after that, he gonna fly in the sky, come over here to America. At the same time, missiles coming, beam up his elect. And at the time these elect get beamed up, the missiles gonna hit, and that's when we gonna watch them, Lord willing, where that number get burnt in the presence of the Lamb and in the presence of the angels. You see, so the Lord gonna make us, yes, Jesus coming to America. And that's another thing people got misconstrued. They think Jesus, see, the world watered down our Lord. When people hear the Son of the Most High, they think of Jesus, he's soft, come as you are, I want to give you a hug. They're going the wrong way. You see, but Yahweh side, he coming in his lion form. He ain't coming as the lamb no more. Well, it's a lamb, but he got robbed this time. And see, that's going to bring a great shock to the world. One, they're going to be shocked by how he look. And two, they're going to be shocked by what he's going to do. But if I could get a quick precept out, this Psalms chapter 110 and verse 5. It says, the Lord at thy right hand. Who is the Lord at the Most High right hand? Yahweh Shai. When you go into this chapter, that's what it's talking about. So it says, the Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. Because one, he ain't worried about the little everyday Edomites we see in the gas stations. No, he come and take down the heads first. Because when the heads fall, the whole body gonna fall. So Yahweh Shai want the least, and when the least fall of America, the rocks, every government gonna fall. But it says, the Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen, and he shall fill the places with dead bodies, man. So from the east to the west, north and south, yes, the one they call Jesus gonna fill the earth with dead bodies. You see? Ain't no way of getting out of it. And it's prophecy, so he gotta come do it. He don't even got a choice. It's prophecy, man. You got it. I got one to but I got one to back up what the brother just said, that he's coming for the kings. You average everyday Edomites, heathens, and wicked Jakes are gonna get that business. But Yahweh Shai's main target is what? Bringing down this power structure. This is 2 Ezra 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. And what's it say in Jeremiah chapter 50? The king of Babylon had heard their report, and he had travailed as a woman in pain. Like a woman giving birth. And these elites know exactly what's coming. They understand the scriptures, and they see the prophecies coming to their fulfillment. Hence
why what? They're coming with these anti-semantics bills.
Right.
So we can't preach the scriptures. They're going to try to avert prophecy, but by trying to avert prophecy, they're going to fulfill prophecy. That brings about the famine of the word.
Yeah.
We can do nothing against the truth but war.
Hey, Dr. Sean, brother was going into war. Can you jump over to 2 Ezra 15 and 20?
I'm all right there. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20. Behold, said Yahweh Shai, I will call together all the kings of the earth.
Right, because the brother said, Yahweh Shai, the angel's not coming for you regular six-pack prophets that's walking the street and we go to work with, you talk your shit. Yahweh Shai coming to smite the heads. That's the key.
Yeah.
America heads, Europe heads, Israel heads, along with the other nations that have fornicated with the beast. You got it, huh?
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm going to cut you off. But I forgot one last part of that verse. And it's like you say heads.
Right.
If I can, real quick. Back in Psalms 126, he shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. You got it, huh? And he shall wound their heads over many countries. That's over many crimes. Right? And the majority of those dead bodies is going to be over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's going to be you Edomites and you heathen nations. That's going to be your first job as a slave in the kingdom of heaven. Right? Okay.
Just to back you up what the brother Juan Roger said about the crowns, what's it say in Revelation chapter? You got it? Oh, you got it, brother.
Can a brother finish that 15 and 20? Yeah, that's second answer.
You can bring it out. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20.
Yeah, I'm going to that.
Behold, saith the Lord, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me.
Right, that's the same prophecy that the brother be going into. This is World War III. And we're seeing the gathering of the nations through what the brother mentioned earlier, Israel. Israel is going to drag America into World War III. As it says that the least of the flock shall draw them out. America is going to be drawn out by Israel, even though America is telling Israel to back down. But Israel is going to drag America into war. Along with these other countries that Israel is fighting against in the Middle East, you got the BRICS joining up an alliance to fight against the West. That's Yahweh Shai gathering the nations for this last World War, which is World War III. But before that happened, as our apostle always say, the MOTB got to take place. You got it, huh?
That's the spirit. He just said the BRICS. Who are the main nations? China and Russia.
Right.
You got a Moabite driving that car behind us and the Edomite sitting in the passenger seat.
She's a protector of our hope, huh?
Tundra. What's a tundra? A tundra, I think, it's like it's not good. A tundra is like, I think like a snowstorm or something. A snowball rolling downhill. Hey, I think that was an Edomite thing. A Carmanian. You got it,
All right. It says, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanians, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them.
Right, so the Lord gonna put the spirit on all these countries and their militaries to fight against each other. And what is the purpose of this? Why is this happening in the planet Earth? It's because of what these other nations, mainly Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, had did to the people you looking at. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You walk in the street and talk about no justice, no peace. We read about your justice and your peace in the scriptures, which is World War III. And Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. World War III is the end of Esau and the beginning of the Israelites ruling the planet Earth. Y'all got it.
Yes.
Say the brother was bringing about, we're reading about our justice and our peace. That Joel 3 is coming up, it's brewing, which is what that's going into. What World War III is, what the reason for it ultimately is, the controversy of Zion, the controversy of the nation of Israel. It's the Most High's determination to gather you nations down into Western Asia, the Middle East, to flee, to shafet, to judge you for afflicting the apple of his eye.
in verse 28 again. He says, behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
The so-called Middle East, the Eastern world, the Old World, Western Asia.
Yep. Verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots.
These Ishmaelites,
Yep.
or so-called lightning hit, Arabic nations. You know, your Iraq, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Yemen, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates. All these nations getting geared up, and you've been having Saudi Arabia a lot, playing the fence.
Right.
Or we're doing deals with America, but at the same time, we're talking about doing currency swaps with China. And wait, once Saudi Arabia starts, selling oil outside of that petrodollar, that's just going to be another black eye to the U.S. dollar, which is what this country is built off of, the power of the Federal Reserve note.
Right.
And once that goes, hey, and when it comes, it's going to throw your face all over the street. God, that's all we got left.
Yeah. Hey, remember, America being the eagle, and Iran being that Medo-Persian Empire, which the Iran spoken of Daniel 7 and 8, is picking that eagle is picking at that ram. It's going to say that America played a part in that IRGC commander getting killed, and the president getting killed. That nuclear science over in Iran. This is the payback. It's the payback that's coming to America. It says, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath,
Which the Carmanians were what? Elamites. And when you look at the history of the Carmanians, they're around, Iran. Let's talk about Iran.
yep, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
And they're gonna, these Elamites, these Iranians, they're gonna join up with some of these different Ishmaelite countries, and what? They're gonna waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, and that's talking about America. And what, like we were talking about, a lot of those migrants that are coming across the border are Iranian sleeper cells, sleeper cells from these different nations. That once they get that call, hey, they're going to do a lot of collateral damage, TIAS attacks here. And you've already got explosions, explosive actions, and you've already got a lot of Iranian and different nations of sleeper cells embedded in America, working in these colleges, working at the corner store down the street. You may think he's just a car dealership man, but at the whole time he's got a network ready to get the call to handle business.
A lot of these so-called Latinos are actually Middle Eastern. They're Asian.
I think we're about to. Yeah, we'll get one more. That's Joel chapter 3, because this is what everything is ultimately culminating into. Is what the battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the War of Armageddon, the main part of World War III, which is quickly coming.
Look at Joel chapter 3.
Yeah. 1 to 3, and then jump down to 9.
Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
And we're living in these days and times. The last days, the last seconds of the last days were what? The elect of the southern kingdom of what? Judah, and the elect of the northern kingdom, Jerusalem, are being brought back together to, worship their power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is shaking this whole world up, turning this world up, right side up.
Right.
Oh,
The scripture, 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, says the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So the lightning that we just heard in the thunder ain't gonna have nothing on the nuclear destruction side. It's gonna be terrible. The scripture says how men's heart shall fail them for fear. There's gonna be a heart attack in the streets of America. You got
Hey,
it, huh?
hey, back you up. Out there to the floor. The earth shall real to and fro like a drum. Right. Let's rock this place, man. I got it.
And I saw Lucifer fall from heaven like lightning.
Yes.
Like Bison said in Street Fighter, like lightning.
Right.
They said those supersonic missiles can go from Russia to America in 28 minutes. That's Esau being Satan falling out of heaven like lightning. With the quick, Babylon gonna be taken down in an hour.
Wow.
1 hour just
Revelation 8.
that armory being opened up.
This is verse 2. Isaiah 4, verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like the drum, and shall be removed like the cutting.
You can break it down, right?
So right, those nuclear missiles, man, when they hit the place, the power gonna be so strong to the earth itself. It's gonna, shook out of place, man. He says, and the transgression thereof shall be extra money, and it shall fall without rise again.
And we would have killed Babylon, but she could not be killed.
Back in Joel 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
I will also gather all nations, these heathen nations, down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means what? Yahweh's judgment in the Hebrew, to plead, to judge, these nations for what? A quick in the apple of his eye. These so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, his heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, the transatlantic slave trade, which wasn't just the southern kingdom coming from the west coast of Africa, but you had a lot of the northern kingdom being brought from Brazil, Spain, and other parts of the planet Earth, and parted my land between those Palestinians as well as those 1948ers.
And they have cast lots for my people.
The two states from parts of them parted into two pieces.
And have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Slavery. And we know those little hats didn't go into that.
Right.
Hey, getting charged for tax evasion. Getting charged for tax evasion is keep going into slavery. But you can come down to verse 9 and 14.
Verse 9. So bring ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
And we're proclaiming this among the Gentiles, the heathen Gentiles, to prepare for what? World War III, war with Iran, the battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the war of Armageddon, and nuclear war. Right? And we see all the mighty men being woken up with these different nations being gathered down into the Middle East, Western Asia, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And it's already hot over there.
Yes.
Again, Iran, for the first time ever, shooting missiles at the 1948ers. And the 1948ers responding, and it's heating up. And like my boy Richard Medler said, and you Americans, you 1948ers, it's a different ballgame when you're fighting against men. Y'all just don't got it. Y'all ain't got them stones.
You ain't got the juice.
A lot of y'all got them.
Got it. Y'all got it. So that's coming back to
It's good. Beat your plowshares with the sword, and your pruning hooks with the spear. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Hey, and speaking of let the weak sound strong, also just popped up 32 minutes ago. This North Korea fires multiple ton range ballistic missiles. They have these big nations, the lesser ones who America gets on, they have nuclear capabilities right now.
Right.
They're going to fire over there on American soil.
Right.
Very true.
There's a cause Almighty wants to come down. Those angels holding in the great river Euphrates, holding back this destruction, waiting to get the go ahead to fully release it, which is going to happen after that MOTV, that CHIP is mandatorily implemented.
Right. It says, harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The vats overflow, for the wicked is full. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Y'all, in these prophetic times we're living in, we can clearly see that the day of Yahweh is very near in the valley of decision. Hey, Apostles of Hearts deem 2024 to be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and it's like damn near every day something major prophecy is taking place. Hey, our salvation is near than what we believe. Hey, so to you sincere Akim Nakwak out there, and just keep holding on. We are at the end of this thing. You don't want to lose your crown for anything.
I was talking about they said old man.
Right.
Hold fast.
Hey, coming in.
Pick up where the brother left out, and the Lord just out here prophesying and read what's going to happen in this front hour, man. This front hour, like the brother just beautifully went into it, it's all about America getting nuclear. About nuclear warheads going from one hemisphere to the next, all right? That's what we out here for. Come out here and condemn America and give them warning from your high by some other sign. Tell you what's going to happen before it happens. Start off with you got something? All right, come on.
This is Isaiah 54, in verse 16. It says, behold, I have created the swift that blow at the coals and the fire.
All right, the Lord had these scientists, these Edomite scientists in laboratories splitting atoms, all right? Putting plutonium and what's the other one? Uranium together. Uranium together, making these wicked concoctions, abominable filth that can do what? It can lay continents desolate. It can lay cities desolate. All right? But the Lord gave them that technology. We looked at that movie Oppenheimer. Yes. And he had dreams in his sleep while he was laying up on his bed, according to the book of Job. And then the Lord gave him the knowledge to do what? To split that fucking atom, to create these weapons of you know what kind of destruction. Bring it out.
It says, and then bring it forth the instrument for his work.
All right, hey, this is the time that all these missiles in these silos, all right, and we're going to go into Ezekiel 38 too. All these missiles in these silos, these scientists are not just cleaning them up and wiping dust out of them. All right, they're created for appointed time, appointed day. All right, to bring in the utter destruction of the so-called white man. What did the Lord say? Give us peace out in Genesis, what that is, 37. When he told him he give you Esau say, what did you have for me, my father? 27. All right? He gave him that sword. And the Lord told Peter what? You live by the sword, you die by it. Right. So that really wasn't no blessing. The Lord had him in a trick bag. Right. It really wasn't no blessing because the Lord giving him that damn sword. So bring it to bring it out.
It says, I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah. The Lord created these missiles to lay lands desolate. And here in America, this is going to be the forbidden zone, man. Right. All right. You're not going to know one line from the next, one state from another. It's going to be a desert. All right. A place for creeping things. Whatever the last a nuclear holocaust, and that's going to be roaches, crows, so on and so forth. All right. That's all it's going to be over here. Life will never be over here again. Bring it out. Hey, real quick. No. Hey, real quick. When that on August 1945, when that Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bomb was dropped, that's when Oppenheimer looked at it and made those famous quotes. Right. I am become death, the destroyer of the world. Yeah. Right. He was actually bragging on it, like, okay, I'm the one that's doing it. But what it was red. And out there, before my 16.
How much y'all shower? Ultimately making the world be known too. You know, that they're actually sitting in these labs and making these things. Because when we went out a couple months ago, when this Edomite walked up, right? And she was like, y'all the prophets go prophesy something. She was prophesying about a speakerphone and we didn't even know what she was on, right? So I looked at her and I was like, well, you know, America wants to be loose by some of the missiles and the guy on the phone is Edomite. Top to the Edomite, right? Yeah. He was like, wait, what did those guys just say? And I repeated myself, he was like, I'm working on the nuclear project right now. Right. You know? And that's what your head up and it do is, but we ultimately let it be known that you're doing this for for the big and the will of Yahweh Shah.
And we had a guy come to camp some weeks ago say he make the warhead. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Revelation 27. Bring that one out first.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
All right, those 1,000 years expired around the end of the 1300s, the beginning of the 1400s, where the so-called white man was enslaved during the so-called Dark Ages. All right? And this is what's going to happen when he crawled out of his abyss. The Lord let him out of his abyss for a little season to do one thing. Bring it out.
Verse 8, it shall go out to deceive the nations.
All right, and the way he's going to do to deceive the nations is put all of them in the mindset that for you to be a world power, you got to have what? A nuke. Every country wants to get that a nuclear warhead, all right? And they think they're going to tell people who can get them and who can't. Man, this brother was talking the other day. I didn't even know Netherlands had nukes, man. That's you would think that's an insignificant country, but they got nukes, man. They got no milk to nukes. Yeah. Turkey has like 50 nukes, man.
Yeah. A lot of those countries, that's Babylonian station in that country.
Yes. Oh yeah, in Babylon, America wants the nukes back to Turkey, and they said we're not giving them back. They're ours now. Yeah. So what does that do? You got 50 nukes. Now you are moving in shape. You was once weak. Now you do what? Talk shit. Now you was, hey, those that are weak, they are strong. All right.
Even then, we had Danny Yellen from America. She went to China. From the IMF, and she went to China and was like, hey, y'all don't get no weapons. Stop taking Russian weapons. Then they look at that bitch and started laughing at her. Now, look, in the past, America can send a representative, say stop doing this or start doing this, and they'll do it. Man, she went there and said stop getting weapons from Russia. They looked at that bitch, laughed at her, and told her to get up out of here. We ain't listening to y'all no more.
To back you up, America had one of those State Department guys, Anthony Blinken, go over there too. And immediately after their meeting, they caught the Chinese president off camera saying, "When's this guy leaving?"
Right. They go into the book of Obadiah, if I may. The book of Obadiah says that thou despised amongst the nations. When you go to that word despised, it means to be looked down upon. So America being this exalted country is being brought down. Why? Because now Mother Russia is backing up these smaller countries.
Isaiah 47, uncover the lot, make bare the legs. Expose it. When somebody gets exposed to being malicious and being wicked, what do the people around that's been looking better do? They lose respect for them.
Right.
All right, and that's what's happening with America. These other countries, they're held in high regard. They're now losing respect for it, but it's all because of prophecy. This has to happen. Bring it out.
And it says the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, God and they God.
That's what the Lord let these Edomites come out of slavery to do. The Lord has raised this devil up to usher in World War III. What they get that in Isaiah 38, around Gideon 13, 17? Isaiah 13, 17. Yeah, bring it out real fast. It's Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 17. 13. Yeah.
Right? It's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the knees against them.
He's wrestling. Right. All right? The Lord let this devil come out of his abyss. He let America become the greatest country on the earth. All right? He who divided can't stand. All of these people, world powers, are Edomites, but what is the Lord trying to make them do? Raise swords against each other. And he wants America to do what? Come out of their abyss, stir up the need. All of this is prophecy. Russia is in the news daily. And Vladimir is just threatening nuclear war every time he gets before a fucking camera. Hey, right. This is prophecy being fulfilled. Hey, this from Newsweek. We can show this in the camera. See that? It's from Newsweek.com. It says Russia can destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. You got that right. And this is what we're reading. All right? Russia is God
and Magog. All right? That's who the Lord is talking about. The Lord has raised them up to usher in World War III. Bring it out. Yeah, no, read the last part again.
All right. This is Revelation 20 and 8. It says, God can make together to battle. The number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
All right, on the third one. All right, what the brother went in earlier. He's bringing all of the nations to the valley of decision to battle. And it's going to be it's not going to be a nuclear war. What he said on that movie? He said it's going to be a nuclear holocaust. All right, there's a difference. Yes. A holocaust means you don't have no winners. When you have a holocaust, there's no winners on either side. All right, millions and millions of people on both sides are going to perish. In fact, when these generals and stuff go before war, they do numbers. What do they call it? Logistics. They do logistics to say if we shoot over there, how many millions of people are going to die? And then they shoot us, how many millions of our people are going to die? Right. No one wins. No one wins. They had a term during the Cold War called MAD, mutually assured destruction. Yeah. Bring that up. So we see that the Lord says in the final hour, he's going to raise up these Russians to wreak havoc on the planet Earth and destroy America. Here goes 38, Ezekiel 38.
Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God in the land of Magog.
All right, so the Lord prophesied 2,500 years ago that he was going to put a spirit on the people that dwell in their land, Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog are really sons of Japheth. All right, so when you understand things spiritually, all right, in these modern times, the people that are in their land are who? These Russian Edomites, man. All right, bring it out, brother.
And it reads, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
Come on.
and prophesied against him.
All right, so the Lord told the prophets to come prophesy against his people because according to Revelation 13th chapter, all right, the Russian is going to be the Edomites' last hurrah. Right? All right, that's when they do the final countdown, their last stand is going to be these fucking Russians. Right. Bring it out.
Back in Ezekiel 38 and verse 4. And it reads, verse 3, Salaki. And say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Come on.
Verse 4, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw.
All right, and right now, all right, from the 1980s, I'll say to 2014, right? 15, right? Russia been chilling. They hadn't been in that Cold War spirit. They hadn't been making no noise. All right, no, the end of the 1980s. I say from about 91 to 2015, they really wasn't making no noise. But what did the Lord do? He put them back in their Cold War spirit. All right? Now they're raised up and they're talking shit. All right? They're talking about going to war. Look, here's how they put the hooks in his jaw. They went and annexed Georgia, Russia, right? That was our, look, taking that shit back. They went to the, what's the other place they went and took back after Georgia? Crimea. They took Crimea back, all right? Now they're in the Ukraine, all right? And what are they doing? They said we get all our land back, the whole USSR. We want all our shit back, okay? So they're back in their old ancient spirit when they was all one nation. They wasn't annexed, culture, hegemony, all that bullshit, all right? And the Lord got them in the spirit where Vladimir is like, he did their history lesson. Yes, he gave with Tucker Carlson. With Tucker Carlson, he gave the history of Russia. He said, look, man, all us was once together. He said, all of this was once Russia. So the Lord can put the spirit on them to get back in that old USSR spirit. And he said, anybody that's interfering in our fucking business is an act of war. And who is doing it? NATO, the EU, all right? So what do we got? A nuclear holocaust. The West. You got it, brother.
If I may add, Elder, that goes back to the Revelation 20 and right about verse 8 about Gog and Magog.
What's that?
Finish it off. God. Magog means land of God, so he's going to get his land back.
Yeah.
Gog is going Magog, they're going to fight against the West.
It was on RT News a couple weeks ago, and Putin came out and said, like the brother just said, he fighting against the West, but he actually used the word beast. He said, yeah, and guess who make up that? NATO in the EU. But he wasn't talking specifically about the EU at the time, he was talking about NATO and America. And Russia's not a part of that beast system, man.
No, he's not, man.
He has nothing to do with that.
Right.
Okay?
Hey, real quick.
When they say, who will make war against the beast?
Right.
Russia.
Yep.
All right? That's who's going to make war with the beast, man. You got it, brother. And our great king, of course.
And speaking of USSR, Russia's missile defense system is called Dead Hand, Operation Dead Hand.
Right.
That was created during the Soviet Union.
Wow. Did you see that interview with Tucker Carlson? He was boasting. He said, look, I'm just tell you straight up. He had the interpreter. You know, he said, look, I'm going to tell you right now. There's no nation under the sun that can deal with our technology. He said he was boasting. He was like, nobody's missile defense system can stop us. He said, we are far past every other nation.
Check this out. So, and brothers, look it up. Operation Dead Hand, that's what it's called. That's how it works. And I'm honest, it was created back during the USSR. Even if America or any other country shoot missiles on Russia first, and they hit and everybody get wiped out, without anybody pushing that button, it's fully autonomous. As soon as a nuke get released, I don't know how, that's the Lord gave them that, but he gave them a scientific tool in the earth who is going to let off Russian nukes without anybody pushing the button. It's called Operation Dead Hand.
Brother, we look at it. We look at the history challenge. When you have nuclear war, everybody got to let all their missiles go. You can't save it. You have to let everything you got go because if they hit yours and in the silos, you destroy it. So once this is fired out, everybody on both sides have to let all their missiles go. Right. And you're right, the Lord did that.
Spare none.
Yeah. Somebody said that. You want to say something about that?
No, it was a woman. She had gathered information and intel from all the nuclear scientists that built the nuclear system. It's systems that's around these different countries. So once the missiles get shot off, the systems that's in the ground go off, and their missiles let off in defense to the other countries' missiles get set off. So it's gonna all happen simultaneously. You got it,
Yeah. And they got, when you get on YouTube, they got these little simulations, and they show you what would happen if the nuclear holocaust goes. And it's like a little graph. You just show missiles coming from both sides of the hemisphere crossing each other. All right? And what did the Lord say in Joel, the 2nd chapter? None of those missiles are going to hit each other. Every place is going to make its mark. None of those missiles are going to be wasted. Because the Lord is those missiles. And you can break it down, right?
This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken down? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And that's what we're about to see. All right? Sticking to the prophecy. All right? This devil, Esau, he soon be taken up out of his seat. Okay? And what makes it so great is everyone is awakened. All right? Everyone has their pride set upon, this devil getting up out of here, which we know Russia, they can't fuck with Russia. They can't fuck with Russia, but ultimately who's gonna trump all of that? Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai comes in Yahweh Shai, and ultimately, Russia is going into how it's so beautiful that it's gonna be so many missiles, right? To get to go and access to this place, and that brings so much fearful. That's why pride among the heathen is wrapped up among all of them, right? But that proves and show us how much Yahweh Shai is gonna show off once he get here. Right? Everybody is fear of the missiles and things of the nature of when Yahweh Shai and the angels show up, that's gonna make that shit look like good.
The technology of the missiles. All right. When you read 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, all right, you read Zechariah 14th chapter. Let's look at the difference between those two technologies. All right. When the chariot hits you, what happens? You go poof. But when the missiles hit you, according to 2nd Ezra, Zechariah 14th chapter, you melt. So which one is stronger? The one that disintegrates you and turns you into powder. Right. All right. So the Lord's power is still greater than Esau's greatest power, man. You got it, bro.
Backing that up, Ezekiel 38 and verse 4.
Read it again. I got something for that.
And it reads, And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw.
Yes. So, previously, the brother read in Isaiah 13 and 17 about the Lord said he would stir up the leaves. It's that word stir in the blue letter Bible. It's H5782. Earth. It says to rouse oneself, to awake, to awaken. The Lord is what? He stirred them up to awaken. Same thing he says right here. Instigate. Go to 4. Go to verse 4.
The Lord is instigating World War III. He's putting the spirit, what it say? In Proverbs, it says, the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. Yes. He turns wherever which way he goes. All right? When you read about, in the book of Daniel, when he told Daniel, look, man, your prayer came up, but he said, the king of Persia, I had to, what was he doing with the king of Persia? He was working on his mind. To do what? To get him to go to war. To bring in his time and demise. The Lord is letting one of his sons, he's doing that right now with the kings of the earth. You got it, brother.
Yes. Isaiah 13 and 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains.
Come on.
Like as of a great people.
Come on.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations.
When you go in the word tumult, it's talking about kicking up dust. All right? Making beef.
Yes.
Making shit happen. That's what the Lord is doing. He's bringing a tumult amongst the kings of the earth.
The Lord is messing.
Yes, brother. Bring it out.
Exodus 13, Exodus 3 and 15. Yeah. It says, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
The Lord is making this happen, man. The Lord is putting the spirit on the kings of the earth to totally destroy one another. Man, look, these kings of the earth are not dumb men. To rule the nation, you have to have somewhat intelligence to get an economy, all right, to get a money system, to feed all the people in your nation, all right? What's going on where you have these intelligent men ready to shoot at one another, and they know that everybody they know is going to die, all right? So their intelligence is just leaving. They're being controlled. If I was a king, I wouldn't go for nuclear war at all. My people's going to die, all right? But the Lord is going to put the spirit on them and say, fuck it. They're going to press the button, we're going to press the button, and we can't wait. We need this to happen. So the kingdom of heaven get up.
Right.
You can bring your piece up. You can bring your piece up after him.
Isaiah 13, verse 5 and 6. It says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. You got it, bro. That whole land is talking about over here in America, man. All right? So when you read Zechariah 13 and 8, it says, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Okay? That's over here in the land. Speaks about that word land in that same passage. It's over here in America. Simultaneously, destruction happens and salvation happens at the same time. All right? It's the last verse. Verse 6. Call ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Brother y'all read earlier, man. It's the Lord's determination to do this thing, man. It's coming from him. Okay? His spirit is going to be inside of those ICBM weapons. Right? When you look at Russia and Ukraine over there, got that light again. When you look at Russia and Ukraine, you see those chariots flying over there, man. The video services with chariots flying over there. Around the nuclear reactors also. The chariots have power to deactivate nuclear weapons. Hey, cut them on.
Real quick, when you look at it, when you focus on that word determined, anybody that's determined on anything, nothing's going to stop your heart. Nothing's going to stop you from making it take place, right? Now, the Lord determined determinations to gather, first and foremost, the elect. But it says that when he's going to gather the heathen, so what? Brothers read it earlier, the Lord got a perpetual hatred for the heathen. Right. And it's going to be shown how he, man, make this place better.
Right? So big. So big. You got it, brother. You can break it down. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. So that make up the elder. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. It's like the elder going into. These kings don't have a choice in whether or not they want to go into the war, because it's already written. Hey, the word of the Lord doesn't go out void. So they're going to push that budget. Like the brother brought out, that Operation Dead. So whether they want to or not, those budgets, hey, those are going to fly. And they're not going to miss their target. And what they going to say is inevitable. It's inevitable. It's nothing you can't offset prophecy. It's going to happen.
out there in the book of Job, and when you go into Job, it say the Lord the instruction. You know, so he gonna work, man. The angels gonna be working upon the minds of these people to what fulfill the will of the Lord.
Ezekiel 38 in verse 7 in the NLT, it says, get ready, be prepared. Keep all the armies around you mobilized and take command of them. A long time from now, you will be called into action in the distant future.
Oh, damn.
This is back what the brother said. So it's prophesied that this World War III is going to take place. All right? Especially over in the land of Jehovah's. You got God and men, God stirring, the media getting stirred up. They're gathering their armies together. You got other small nations, they're gathering their armies up together as well. All right? So the Lord said what? In the near future, they're going to be mobilized.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that. Hold up. Let him get his piece up first. We're going to get that. Yeah.
This Isaiah 55 and verse 10. I start at 10, right? It says, for as the rain coming down and the snow from heaven, and returning not thither, will water the earth, right, fulfilling its purpose, and make it bring forth the bud, that it may give seed into the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that what I please.
Yes.
Going back to what the Lord's determination.
Right.
It says, and shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent me. You know? So nobody can go against the will of Yahweh to y'all. All right?
The Lord's going to let the land desperate. He's determined to do it. He's going to make it happen. You got it, bro.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 38.
And he's gonna make these nations confederate, all right? Because when you have a world war, you're going to have some nations on this side and some nations on this side. We're about to go into Russia's allies. Check it out.
It says in the NLT, give him this message from the sovereign Lord, Yahweh. God, I am your enemy. I will turn you around and to look in your job to lead you out with your whole army.
That's already happened. God has put the spirit on Russia to do what? Lead their army into Armageddon. All right? President Putin is being controlled right now to bring a nuclear holocaust here to America. Yes. He's already made up his mind. Yeah. All right? Bring it up.
The Lord made up his mind for him.
Yes, brother. Hey, me and the brother did a video on it. Putin walking around that whole nuclear panel, and they had the actual button right there. With the telephone, they got the DEFCON, yeah, they got the red phone right there. And he actually showed it to him. And through a small window, when he pressed that button, he can actually see what's spoken of in that Isaiah 34th chapter. That mushroom cloud. They showed a simulation on it. I want to tell you how fucked up America is, man. Over there in Russia, they have bunkers for the everyday citizens, right? They have a nuclear holocaust. They got places where the everyday citizens can go and rush in and get some type of sanctuary. Right. Over here in America, what do you have? You got to be elite today. It's time to, if you're not an elite, you're dead. America hates the inhabitants of its own nation.
They showed you that on that movie 2012 back then. You know, when they was going into the ships to get up on the water, you had to have their breath to get on there.
If you had to be a billionaire, you had to be a fucking billionaire. You got it, bro.
Back in Ezekiel 38, it says, your horses and chariots in full armor and a great horde army with shields and swords. Persia, Ethiopia.
All right, you got Russia. You got Iran. All right, these are the nations that are going to be confederate with Russia. These Iranians, all right, they got their scientists coming up with nuclear missiles. They have them. All that shit you see on TV is political theater. Iran has nukes. Iran knows if we're going to shoot missiles at Israel, what we got to have? Nukes. All right? They know. They do their logistics beforehand. All right? They just shot at Israel. So they know what that's going to lead to. Bring it out.
It says Ethiopia and Libya.
What Libya? All right? These Hamitic nations. Islamic. Yeah, Islamic nations. You got it, brother. Texas. Like what Libya is. Yeah. Back in 2020, they have what's called nuclear watchdog. So, nuclear watchdog was one of those spies from the Amazon caught Russia smuggling nuclear ICBM missiles to Libya. Okay? I did a video on it. All right? So, yes, it's etched in stone. That's news and prophecy. And look what America here to Libya. Yep. It just decimated their whole country. When you look at pictures of Libya before it was before Obama and after Obama, it looked night and day. Like they fucked over like they fucked over Fallujah. Bring it out, brother. Yep. And you had what we read that I think it was 5 countries that they had invaded in 7 years, and Iran is the last one on that list. So you can expect an invasion real soon. But when they go in Iran, Iran has the Trump card according to prophecy. Yes. And we just read Persia. Yeah. All right. Who started calling the Persians Iranians? So-called white man? Was it Israel or America? I think it was America. Yeah. All right, bring it out.
And it reads, Britain or France was one of those powers. After World War I, you had something called the Sykes-Picot Act, which is what split up the Middle East into those different countries, because it was before World War I, it was the Ottoman Empire. And after the Ottoman Empire collapsed in World War I, those European powers broke it up and created those imaginary boundaries to have those countries you have today.
Why, bro?
Back in Ezekiel 38, it reads that Libya will join you too with all their weapons. Rome and all his armies will also join you.
Rome, that's Germany, right? That's Turkey. All right, bring it up.
Along with the armies of
Turkey, and guess what? Turkey has their missiles. Turkey has their ICBMs, man. All right? Turkey has 50 nukes on deck. Bring it out.
and it says,
well, they told America not getting them back.
yes. Along with the armies of Togomar from the distance north.
Come on.
And many others.
All right? So all of these countries that are going to participate in World War III, they're going to have nuclear missiles, all right? And it's going to tell you why they're going to have them. Bring it out.
There it is, verse 7. Get ready, be prepared, keep all the armies around you mobilized, and take command of them. A long time from now, you will be called into action.
All right, and when you read in the KJV, it says be a guard unto them. So for America to be a guard into Germany, all right, something's going to happen where Germany's going to leave the EU, according to prophecy, all right? So for America to be a guard into Ethiopia, Libya, not America, Russia to be a guard into them, what does Russia have to do? Supply them with uranium and plutonium and missiles, man. You ain't going into World War III and you don't have no missiles. So Iran gonna have them, Libya gonna have them. Anybody joins to Russia, Russia is gonna be like the big dog. Yeah. Here you go. If you go to war in the hood, and you the big dog, all your soldiers, what you gonna do? Here you go. Go do your shit. You know? And it's some beautiful times we're living in. I don't want to reconcile widows men. We want to lead the city, see the downfall in it. All right? And I don't want to reconcile we get beaten up on these chariots. Right. Because the chariots are going to get busy. Right about it on earth. You can get that. You can get that where I'm talking about this chapter. The chariots, during all this missiles flying to and fro, the chariots are going to be busting people up left and right, man. All right? Ain't no fucking science fiction. What Esau do when he make all these movies. No, these are the vehicles where the powers travel in and do the Lord's bidding. We see them all the time. We see them all the time. When you see a floating star or a so-called shooting star, those are chariots, man. Yes. Bring it out, brother. What Esau called UAPs. Okay.
This is Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me,
a flying robe, so-called white man calls it a flying saucer. All right, Zechariah saw this looking in the heavens. All right, this is what he has to say about it. Bring it out. Ezekiel also saw it in Ezekiel the first chapter. Bring it out.
Think about half the first chapter.
Yeah.
You know, O.G. Galilee, when he stand up and engage,
because they saw him go up.
The same way he left is the same way he will come back. Right? Continues on, it says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Yeah, 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
All right, the Lord said these chariots are going to be a curse, but they're not going to be a curse until the people on the sign, man. The elect of the people on the sign. It's going to be cursed to the wicked, man. All right, because when you read 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, when it says you will get beamed up in a twinkling of an eye, That's not a curse to those people that's getting beaten up on their fathership. All right, it's a blessing to them. So it's a curse to the inhabitants of the earth, anybody that's outside of the temple, man. All right, bring it out.
Because he was talking about chariots, the angels.
Yes.
Right? The scriptures speak about how the Lord will keep the angels encamped around about these for protection. So they got our best interest, right? Continue on, it says, and then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth from over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off.
Everybody that's stealing, Exodus 21 and 17. 21 and 16.
This is Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth the man is selling him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
All right, the tribe of Judah is stolen property. What did Hitler say about the so-called Negroes in America?
Yeah, you have the precious jewels.
You had the Lord's precious Jews. You got stolen merchandise.
Yes.
All right? You got stolen merchandise. So what the Lord say going to happen when you have stolen merchandise?
Well, hey, and that
What's the penalty for stealing? Bring it out.
it says, or if
Stealing
he,
a man.
yep, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
All right, so we're still in the hands of our captors. We're the descendants of our ancestors who were brought here on cargo slave ships against their will. We are stolen property. And our Lord say the penalty for that is you getting put to death because we're still in the hand of our captors. We don't want to hear that shit. Well, we didn't do it. Our ancestors do it. We shouldn't be penalized. You don't understand time and judgment. All right? That check that your ancestors carried, you gonna pay that fucking bill.
Right. And if I might add, you don't even know. According to the scriptures, you are your ancestors. Reincarnation.
Yes.
You came back throughout the third and fourth generation. You had slaves. You beat Jake. You hung, lynched him. You did all that, but you don't remember. But when the prophets get raised up, new bodies, we gonna remember exactly who you are. You're gonna have to pay for everything that you've done.
Bring it out, brother. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Bring it out, huh? Hey, that's what it says. Hey, prepare slaughter for his children so you can escape death. That time is going to be passed down. That they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. That was the main point, prepare slaughter. You can't escape judgment. Hey, you took us into slavery. It says in Revelation 13 and 10, hey, you must go into captivity. You kill with the sword, and you must be killed with the sword. Right? It's the perfect balance. Hey, we have a righteous judge, and Yahweh should be on shine.
Hey, the scripture, the Baruch 3, they say we are yet in our captivity, and we bore the iniquity of our forefathers. Now we are the chosen nation of Yahweh Shah, so you got to be out of your fucking mind. If you believe that we have to go through it and remember all the things that we did, and you don't, and the Lord hates you,
Jeremiah 49.
come on, yeah.
Those that weren't supposed to drink of the cup have surely drunk it.
Hey, and you know, with this Western satanic philosophy, we didn't do it. That's why we bring out these precepts in the mind of a simpleton. We didn't do it. All right? But it is written in Ezekiel the 18th chapter, the sins of the father, the son shouldn't be judged for the sins of the father. All right? You gotta know that in its right perspective. All right? The reason you Americans are gonna get judged for your ancestors, you fall into the affliction. If you was righteous, you would get back what you stole. But if your father built a foundation and you built up off that foundation, all right, the founding fathers are dead. Guess what? Their descendants has built this bitch up greater than what the founding fathers did. So you are indulging in benefits from the sins of your father. All right, this is Ezekiel 33 and 15. If the wicked restore the pledge, give again what he hath robbed, walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Some-kind white man and these Americans are not doing that. Give Gad his land back. You ain't going to do it. Right? You're not going to do it. All of the resources you got from the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Mayans, all that Aztec gold, give it back. They're not going to do it. So you got to be judged. You got to be judged.
Jeremiah 49. Well, it does say Yahweh Shah. behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have a surely drunk. All right, let's go into Israel, man. He drunk of the cup. All right, but he said whose judgment was not to drink of the cup because the world was playing for our sakes. You know, we the apple of the Most High's eye. You know, so we above all these other nations, right? But we went off. We broke the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, and thou shalt surely drink of it. Right? So who is that? Well, this is Esau. Right? Esau Edom. Right? Look, they're going to have to drink the cup, which consists of being in bondage. All right? Loyalty to slavery, man. And paying for laying their hands on the apple of the Most High's eye. You know?
That's what and it's on prove, and it's gonna prove too, going back it up, the option we wanted to, it's gonna prove to show that you can't run away from your judgment. We could, right? We'll put in remembrance, so you're gonna be put in remembrance too. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
Yeah, you see, this is the finale. The clouds are going toward the chariot. So when our Lord makes that that second coming, what does it say?
He says, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
That's right. And it says what?
Even so, amen.
All right, so going into what? All those that pierce him. Well, those that pierce the Lord. You know, if they're not going to be held accountable. All right? Goes through what? The Romans to what? The lineage of the Edomites. Okay? So they're going to have to ultimately be recompensed for what they've done. All right? Brothers went into earlier, you know, how Hitler, mentioning Hitler, how he said that we are the precious jewels of y'all watching on the side. Right? Now, when you go to the first leader, the second chapter says that ye are loudly stones. All right? So those precious jewels, we make up their house, but we're in the hands of this devil Esau Edom. So if we so precious to the Lord, right, he's going to make it known. All right? He's coming to give us here.
Revelation chapter 22 and 12. And behold, she read, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
That's right, to render, right, to give a recompense. All right, with the righteous, what will ultimately be going to be given that white stone. Lord willing, we'll be elect, right? We have to go out, all right, the Lord can be simple. But to everybody else in the earth, I'm going to get a flat stone, man. All right, everybody else is going to see judgment, okay? Let's get
First Peter 2 and 12. It's like 1 Peter 2 and 9. But ye are a chosen generation.
Yeah, this is talking about the Israelites. All right, we are chosen generations, and it's even more beautiful, right? Seeing that what in these latter days, as it was prophesied, that we turn back to the Almighty God. Go ahead.
A royal priesthood.
Yeah, royal. All right, it comes with a mindset. All right, everything has to be changed once you come back to the truth. Okay, go ahead.
And holy nation.
Yeah.
A peculiar people.
Yeah, peculiar people above everybody. Yep. So that cuts out all Christians, right? But peculiar makes you think about that Deuteronomy 76 above all the other people.
Yes.
All right? All the other nations.
Yes.
And brother sister. Go ahead.
If I may add, that's a direct quote that Peter is getting from Deuteronomy 76. This proves that this ain't talking about Christians. This ain't talking about the whole world. This talking about specifically Israelites and the elect in these times.
Yeah, because the elect makes up that spiritual house. Right? Go ahead.
Yep. That ye should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Yeah, and with that marvelous light, right, we're able to see what the man, I know brother told you know, you can have a 2 or 5 off the shop. Okay? Matter of fact, you was on at the top. All right, us being called into the lights have been flicked upon this place, man. All right, to see all the wickedness. All right, going back in the Revelation talked about what? The eye cell. All right, we've been quickened. All right, that's why our brothers are on fire. Right, because what Yahweh watching you outside have the spirit upon us so we can prophesy the downfall of these wicked ass people.
Let your light shine before men.
Right. Well, who's he talking about?
Talking in the text.
That's it.
Be a light to the Gentiles.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
That's right.
Oh, that's a whole nother video, bro.
Brothers in Boston saying, "Con."
Oh, man.
You got to do that?
Oh, that was it on.
You sure? Go ahead.
1 Peter 2 and 10. Which in time past were not a people.
There you go. So going into what? How we went into hell again. All right? We broke right? That speaks about the first Corinthians 4 chapter. Go ahead.
But are now the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Hosea 1 and 1 and 10. 1 and 10, Bible for shop.
Yes.
All right? We are now a people. All right? We spoke about that in the book of Baruch 2 and 30, man. How in the latter days, we get the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and call upon it, man. All right? Crying out so that way we can be redeemed in the times to come.
Yes.
Not everybody's doing it. Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Yashala shall be as the sand of the sea.
That's right. Immovable. Going back to the Lord told Abraham. Showing that what? The Lord keep his word.
Yes.
All right?
Bound by his word.
He's bound by his word. The Lord said what he was going to promise. And we're saying like the last word, we shall no more be driven. All right? When we get far back, we're not going to be the lowest, man.
In the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves.
Yeah. And they shall what? Think upon
Think upon our name.
that name. But the name's the key, man. All right? You got to have the truth. In order to repent and turn to the Lord, you got to have the name.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. It says,
Most High Christ bears does you no justice.
that's weak ass shit, man. The Lord not giving that weak ass shit, man.
Right.
Showing that the curse is still on J too. Say you're gonna be driven into a land neither you nor your fathers have known, right? And you gonna call upon strange gods.
Yeah, with even
Okay.
wood and stone.
Yeah, even with wood and stone.
Right. And it speaks about that in the opening of Sirach, about how the power in that in the Hebrew.
Right.
Okay. Real quick. Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Right.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people,
That's right, man. We got to talk we. All right, because this starts with us first. All right, we got to keep it a step. We was following these other gods. We was all caught up in some bullshit, eating BS, right? Carried away with what cares of this world. But it took the spirit of Yahweh Hashem trying to quicken us to ultimately place us where we at now, man. Go ahead.
yep, it says,
And that's prophecy.
Yeah,
That's
right.
prophecy being fulfilled.
Right.
Right. The brother get on Revelation 11 and 12. All right, go ahead.
And that land, it said in the land, that land is specifically talking about America.
yes,
Because here is where we totally lost our identity. Jeremiah 17 and 4 said we should discontinue in our heritage.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. I got an article.
Listen, when you look at how the Lord got to show the prophets, you know, these visions, all right, the prophecy, even Jeremiah, you know, knowing and Ezra looking how low our people is, we get to visualize that today. You know? You look seeing Jake, how Jake fucked up, you be like, nah, now we done feel Lord. You know? But it comes a point to where we're not lifting up a cry for you niggas no more. All right? Because the Lord can warn you, man. Go ahead. This is the book of Revelation.
Hold on. Can I read this article that I have? Real quick. It says, Negro who can write Hebrew. It says he is deaf and dumb and comes from an African town. A young African Negro has been in this city for the last few days who claims to be a Hebrew. He is deaf and dumb and is black as the ace of spades. It says he carries a pad of paper with him and answers all questions by writing them in the Hebrew Lashawan Kadash. Woo!
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It says what exceeds the most wonders is that he writes in the Lashawan Kadash very rapidly. It is the language of the book of Moses, and it's made as a special study of spoken and writings. Okay, with the easily only it goes on with the rabbis who's highly educated in the Hebrew.
That's right. And hey, guess what? He already a target too. You know? He a target too for knowing that Hebrew. Hey, the scripture speaks about how this devil will come down with great wrath. All your history, your IP address, you upload videos, they come and get everything. All right? Because they know that they got a short time, man. They
Yeah.
can get Revelation 11 and
I don't know if you mentioned it, but Isaiah 19 goes into us getting the Hebrew back. You mentioned it?
No.
Yeah, Isaiah 19 goes into us getting the Hebrew back in Egypt. And that's that same place of what I was just reading about in Hosea.
Right.
But it was prophesied for us to be completely to go off, but we fulfilling the part being woken in our captivity. Remember, even Moses prophesied about that, man. You know what you got it out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And it reads, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them.
Yeah, enter into the Lord's elect, whoever they may be. All right? And that's the first order to that. Hey, all the Israelites ain't black. All right? Go ahead.
Hosea 1 and 10, the latter part states. Okay, I'm sorry.
Back in Revelation 11, it says, after 3 days, and they have the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And a great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Yeah, the heathen. You know? All the heathen see us out on the highways and hedges, they ain't off. You know? But it's ultimately what the spirit that empowered Yahweh Shemiel Shah, man, and we out here, you know, prophesying the downfall of this place. All right? So great fear of a ultimately in their heart. Imagine when the apostles were first going out. You know?
It's something simple when so-called white men see guys out here don't have guns in their hands, not out here with their pants sagging. They look organized. Just looking organized and not carrying yourself like Neanderthals. Right. That does something to the so-called white man. And those are the men he fears. If he see a bunch of guys out here pants sagging, just acting riotous, he don't care about them. They send the cops to those guys. But when he sees order, he always wants to do what? Infiltrate. He does something to it. What was the head of the FBI guy? The one that said, that was his name? The FBI guy. He was like, we can't let them have no Messiah. If they're going to have one, we got to give them one. Yeah. All right? They hate to say it. They hate to see us standing on our feet and coming in the name of Yahweh Shemiel Shah. All right? At least know this is that great exceeding order. At least do know the truth of the scripture. They know it. Right. All right? I had a sword some years ago. You know how in Revelation the 20th chapter jumps from different areas? And it was a color Bible, and it was broke down the right way. The color changed at the different eras. And I was like, well, damn, this devil know the truth. You got it, brother.
And that's why they put so much billions of dollars into hiding. You know, but you can't hide what the Lord got for his elect.
No. And this is why they're afraid, like you said. Remember the apostles gave that testimony of they was on 34th and 7th, and then Edomite pulled up, hopped out the limousine, said, how y'all got this? We put a lot of money into this. Billions. Think about it, the school system, religion, rap, sports, they did all that, but we're coming back to who we are. But this why? Like the elder was saying, it ain't just that niggas coming together, they see his order. It's Judah chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, and when you read it, this Achior going into the history of Israel, starting with Abraham coming out of Ur Chaldees, all the way from us coming out of Egypt. And this is what he said about it. Judah 5 and 17. And while they sin not before their God, they prosper, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities was taken by the enemy. So they get that. As long as they went with their power, they good. But as soon as they go off, we go overtake them. A little bit more. Verse 20. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. What is in Revelation 11? That's when they rejoice one another, because they realize, oh, we got these niggas to go off. They don't even know they're Israelites. But this is why they're afraid now. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, unless their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. That's what we at now, man. Right. And they know that. You got it, Ox. You got it. If I may add, the reason why the children of Israel, starting with the elect, has no iniquity, and we coming back to this truth, is because of Yahweh Shah. You got to mention Yahweh Shah and the sacrifice that he made for the children of Israel, for us to have mercy and receive this truth that we have today. That's right. It's through his sacrifice the reason why we here.
That's right. That's right. That's that root of Jesse. That's right. Isaiah 11. It's Isaiah 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Backing you up, because Yahweh Shai is that root of Jesse that's gathering the Gentiles, which is the remnant of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
To recover, man. Right? Because when you go into what's that, Romans the 11th chapter, it lets it be known that the Lord have never done away with his people, man. He didn't cast us away and said, to hell with y'all. No, it was prophesied that what? We would be redeemed. That's the whole reason why our Lord, Yahweh Shah came.
Redeem them that was under the law.
Yep. Galatians 4. So for you to get redeemed, you have to what? Be a part of that commonwealth. You can't be another nation and you was never a part of it. All right? If your dog, the dog just come get your dog and take it to the dog pound, you gotta go do what? Redeem that dog, but that dog was always what? Yours. Right. That lets you know salvation isn't for everybody.
Right, that's why going to adoption. Yes. Adoption is I'm bringing you back. How can you come back to something that you was never a part of?
And it proves that too in Jeremiah the 2nd chapter. It says, yeah, you were created to be a noble bond, but you what? Became a degenerate plant. So after that, what the Lord is bringing us back and restoring us, man. Going to what reconciliation.
No, you got it, brother. You go ahead, bro. You got it. I'll be fine.
All right, I'll get to it. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 1. For the ungodly said, reason with themselves.
Yeah, that's Esau Edom. Their mindset, how they think. All right? How that little beauty ass brain instructions. All right? Good, bro.
Hey, remember the book? Welcome into the mind of a maniac. When you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, you're going into the mind of a maniac. Yeah, I got it, brother.
Hey, because when you go to Wisdom of Solomon 1, it says that what wisdom shall not enter to a malicious soul. So in no way, this is for Esau Edom and the heathen. Go ahead.
We did the video, me and Quad did the video on it, talking about during this next coming election. Donald J. Nero Trump is going to be what? Have the mind of what? A maniac.
He gonna shut him down.
Yes.
He gonna shut. He gonna come with that order that Esau Edom has been protesting for, man. Esau Edom, you get around him, he says little things like, man, I'm tired of this woke culture. I'm tired of this political correctness. This is bad rules. You just see a significant amount of affluent Caucasians moved and said, you know what, we're gonna make our own little village. We don't want to be around you.
That's where I stay at. I live in state over there. It's called St. George. Yep. So they saying, look, we're gonna give Baton Rouge to you niggas, and this is gonna be our own little territory over here.
You catch over there, we're going to catch you down.
Yes. That's Civil War proof.
Yep. And now they need those draconian laws to be put in place. More harsh laws on crime. That's what's going to be coming in. More relaxed laws on open carry. You're going to have more of these so-called liberal states out of turn red and start implementing laws and say, hey, you can shoot them now. Right. That's good.
And that shows you too. The mindset of the government, they already got laws to you don't even gotta be you don't gotta be registered, for your guns. Open carry anywhere.
Yeah.
What they really want you to do is wipe your brother, wipe everybody else. But what? They so broken down in their fear, they're not gonna do it. Okay? So when the laws get to coming down, that's what lead Revelation 12 and 12 to take place, man.
Right. And also the resources start dwindling. More and more of these restaurants are closing down, these franchises.
Right.
That's a telltale sign that, the economy is slowing down. You gotta think, if these changes are slowing down, those are truck routes that's slowing down. Those are accounts that's slowing down. Around thousands of these various stores are shut down. That's thousands of contracts that are being lost.
Right.
Okay?
That's that Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Their doors shall be shut in the streets.
Yeah,
Ecclesiastes 12.
And I looked at Mark Cuban the other day. They did an interview with him. He said AI is about to take millions and millions of jobs.
Yep.
And he said, now my question is, what's going to happen to those millions and millions of people? All
right? But he was throwing it out there like it's gonna be civil unrest. He was saying it without saying it. Hey, I like Marquise.
Hey, in the next spot, he might be changed. But anyway, and they say this is the next 5 years. But people don't really understand what artificial, what AI is. It stands for in the acronym is artificial intelligence. That means it has the adaptive ability of a human brain. It's able to solve problems, give it a task. That's why they're utilizing AI to fix burgers, make burgers, I should say.
They trying to see Willis,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go there too. They got one down the street from where I stay. They're driving 18 wheelers, right? Amazon had robotic warehouse workers, right? Picking it up. Yeah, that's coming too.
Ain't busting a sweat. Ain't busting a sweat, so they leave Jake out of there.
No, this is a corporation. So those people cut off the human people, and all that revenue come to what? Man, AI gonna be so lethal, they gonna get rid of NBA and NFL players. You gonna be looking at fucking make believe motherfuckers. They gonna look real though.
One time I was actually watching this an NBA playoff, and I'm like, man, this doesn't look real. Like, am I tripping? And sometimes I really think that they've already like placed that in before.
And to back you up, when Biden was giving one of his speeches, or when he was walking to a helicopter, you saw a bit of green next to him, showing that it was a green screen generated image.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff that we see, we think we see that is not real or that's perverted. But it's gonna be on the forefront. It's gonna be in our face. Hey, not only they're gonna be they have automatic trucks, but bookkeeping is gonna be changed. Accounting is gonna be changed.
Who said that? Yeah, Mark Cuban said that. Yeah. They said they're gonna use AI to rewrite the Bible.
No, I just been doing research. They said they're gonna use AI to rewrite the Bible. Yeah, they already doing that. They have rabbis that they have written down a sermon, and this one rabbi read it. He's like, "Who do you think wrote this?" Oh, and he was like, "Oh, this person, that person." I know it was AI did. So they already have AI, becoming a part of, like religion, and that's the new religion. Bow down to what? The technology.
Right. And that's how they remember. That's how the UBI is going to get us in.
Right.
Once AI take over, all right, nobody have jobs. What you say he's going to call all to be ready to get that digital certificate and take what I give you.
Yeah.
Or else.
He gonna start these people out.
Yeah.
You know? By him, like putting those the AI, the bots. That's all he has is bots. Putting them bots in using people's places, that starves everybody else. So you don't got no income coming in, right? You don't got no income. How you gonna eat? How you gonna pay for rent? That brings forth what? You got people living out on the streets. Going neighbor to neighbor, killing for food. Okay. So when these things take place, it's gonna be a great uproar of the people. All right. Yeah, that's a lot of millions of people gonna die on that.
Yes, I'm talking. Famine is going to be the number one thing to usher in what the brother just broke down in Revelation 13 and 16. The call. If that word calls up, the word calls in the root of the Bible, it says to force one, to make one do something. Right. That's it. How can you make someone do something?
Oh, he gonna beat us to submission. That's all he gonna do is beat us to submission. You hungry? Now, when you look at Uber Eats, all these milk places that bring forth food, all you do is stay home now and eat. That's it. You don't work out. You don't eat healthy. And that, So when that food is taken from you, what you gonna do? You gonna be fighting off arms left. Cannibalism is gonna be the new thing in the earth.
Hey, all it takes is 2 days for these people not to eat, and you're going to see total social unrest throughout these cities. Right. I'm talking about crime going to spike up 50, 60% in some places. Because these people aren't used to not eating, man.
And what the Lord say, man is his beast, right? When you look at lions in the domesticated lions in the zoo, they're not as violent as lions in the jungle. The reason it is because hunger drives them to violence, right? That's why if you see a lion in the jungle, he's just ferocious because every day is a war to eat, and that hunger makes them ferocious. Humans are no different. When that hunger starts, that pain hit, they're gonna do the same thing as the beasts of the field.
They're already not in the spirit, so they flesh gonna give them away.
That's right.
Yeah, quick.
I mean, these people are the same people that say, F those kids. That's like, they have, you know, memes of women throwing a child in a trash bag. Or they treat the trash like they playing basketball. What do you think these people gonna do within a month of food uncertainty? Those kids are gonna get hate. Capitalism gonna come back.
Their mind gonna start messing with the truth. The angels gonna be working on their mind that day.
You know, you're speaking of that, your mind will mess with you. And your Yahweh prophesied Matthew 24, because the love of many gonna wax cold. No, it says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many go wax cold. And I believe you go into that definition of cold, the Greek word is psycho. Psycho. And then in 2 Ezra 5, it says, when the truth get taken away, nobody got answers. Then shall unrighteousness, which is lawlessness, and incontinency go increase. That's a lack of self-control.
The man should be man of faith.
They've also had a lot of kids thinking killing their children. I was thinking that put babies in the oven. They may not eat them, but that's a pantomime or what? An example of what they're going to be doing. They be eating them.
It's gonna be real bad for these women too, you know, because it's gonna be real. Hey, they automatically going to panic zone.
Well, and when society is collapsing, the weaker society are preying. Those women, don't think about it. Those women over there in South America, Central America, you know, well, a lot of them have to lay on their back. A lot of them are submissive. They're like, oh my God, they're so submissive. Well, yeah, they come from a third world country. If they don't, they're not submissive. They can get killed.
Yeah.
But a term called feminicide, there, that women are being killed at an exponential rate. They're targeted. It goes on, it goes down in places like Honduras.
Yeah.
Okay,
Quick precept. That what y'all saying about these group beasts we call women. All right, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy hind fenced walls come down, wherein thou trust through all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout the land which the Lord thy power have given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons, and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy power have given thee in the siege. What is the siege? I like in 2 Ezra 16 where it says you wish to go in one city. That's 15. All right, so that means you're sieged in. You've been besieged. All right?
and the 78, you talk about that, Luke 19. Yeah. They should have the prince of Moses.
Oh!
Every time.
Yeah. Hey, that's going to happen to the hood. Everywhere. It says that in 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, you should want to go to the next city, but it won't be able to. Jacob going to get sectioned out, and they're going to get starved out. Same thing they did in Trina.
That's the first place they go to is on court. When you look at any apartment complex, it's only one way in and one way out. That's it. That's structured by, you know, by people, you know, by design. But what's the damn with game everybody plays? Fortnite? No, not Fortnite. The one with Triple. Triple. Crazy ass Triple. Oh, you talking about Grand Theft Auto?
You know when you go to an apartment, how they is in Cali? One way in and one way out when you go in an apartment complex.
Then you got the big ass speed bumps. Make sure your whip don't get out there.
It wasn't the last purge, but it was the one with the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Staten Island.
Yeah.
The first purge. The one. What a military went into that apartment complex and Jake was shut up and they didn't know where to go. Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth?
So this is the word that the prophets have right now that we're giving to those that don't want to hear. Right? Go ahead.
Yes. It says, then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are condemned to death.
They will go die. Hey, the scripture speaks about that in Proverbs 8:36. It says, all those that don't fear or love Yahweh Shem Yahshua, they love death. You know? You're not in this truth. You're not fearing Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You're not doing what's required. You're going to be destroyed. All right? Go ahead.
And such as for the sword to the sword.
That's right. So you was ultimately created in vain. All right? From the jump. Go ahead.
And such as for the famine to the famine. And such as for
Famine to famine.
chapter is better to die by the sword than the famine.
Yep.
You know, I was doing some research years ago on East Africa in Ethiopia. It's actually a civil war that's going on, man. And one, you know, you have one side that's actually starving at the other side. And they had clips of this woman. She was collapsed on the ground. She couldn't get up because of lack of nutrition. And people just walking past her. You gonna see that in these streets, bro. You can pass out for lack of nutrition. These starving us, you know, so much, you can't move. You're not drinking water enough. You know, been dehydrated, it's very hard to get up, right? But imagine that after a couple of days of just being, you know, imagine if, okay, you go out to drink. Have you ever, we all done this, you get out there too much. The next day you're like, oh, get up here. You want some water. What if that water ain't there?
Hey, before you pass out, your mind start playing tricks on you. You have that ammonia shoot up to your brain, so you're gonna start seeing people like food. You're gonna start eating their ass, man.
Hey, that's a beautiful point that you did too. What if that water not there? What if the prophet? What if the time of the Lord says, what is that? Second Ezra the 5th chapter, the witch shall hide itself. When the prophets are not out no more, what you people gonna do? You know? It'll be a crime for wine in the street.
Which is coming because they're outlawing these.
Yes.
They're outlawing the Bible.
And they got a movie coming out called Dystopia. They say the Bible's a banned, and believers are going on the cycles of the moonlight. Nah, that's bro. The bottom, bro. It's an article that I have. It says from Outkick.com. It says New York Times promotes there's a time and place for cannibalism. Okay, and that time and place is what? You know,
The vision is set for a point in time.
Hey,
It's coming.
Who worked that one? No. Who?
Outkick.com.
Okay, Outkick.com?
Yeah.
I thought you said New York Times. I said, that's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, they said, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. New York Times.
Yeah, promotes that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You said New York Times.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's a mainstream, like, news outlet, bro.
Right, yeah. Credible source. No, it's more on. Jeremiah 15 and verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord. The sword to slay.
Right?
And
So they gonna be getting hit with that iron. They gonna be getting hit with the missiles. All right? It's gonna be all kind of things. What?
Esau gonna have an iron.
Oh yeah.
Every Jake I know in real life probably got 2 clips of best.
Don't start saying.
Real talk. I'm talking about even hunting Jake. He might got a box of bullets. So Jake, when it comes to getting the gun, he only gonna try to get 2 good days. And Esau gonna be just wiping shit out.
Yeah, and because the Lord didn't appoint that to be your blessing. We got the names of how I watch Shimmy outside. All right? With that, we get everything. We win everything with that. There's no losing. You know, Lord willing, we feel the elect.
right.
And the time for us to hide ourselves, most times going to give us, you know, certain signs and certain, you know, provisions to hide us, man. To believe that. This is why what we're us gathering together. That's why it's so important, man.
You remember King David asking the beginning of the sermon, should I leave this city or will the city turn on me? Remember that account?
God,
And the Lord told him, look, you got to get the fuck. He's going to do the same thing with the brothers.
get up out of here, man. You know?
Jeremiah 15 and 3. The sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth, to devour and destroy.
Hey, these loose dogs are going to become more rampant because people are going to let their dogs go because they can't feed their dogs. So a lot of these animals will be roaming and going to be tearing people up. We're starting to see that too, bro.
Right. They had a lady in Mandeville, Louisiana. Her own pit bulls had 2 of them. Turned on and attacked and killed them.
That's right. Hold up. So a lot of judgment is about to hit you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But let's wrap it up, son. Y'all boys going to go ahead and wrap it up. Okay, well, thank you.